Oh, you thought Charlotte was small time. Think again. Today, I'm going to take you beneath the surface. I'm going to pull back the curtain and giving you a look inside into how some of the wealthiest areas of Charlotte is living. And I believe it will make your jaw drop. What's going on, family? I am Sir Ashley, and if you have a deep curiosity about where the money lives in cities like Charlotte, well, today I'm going to take you on a journey through some of the most affluent neighborhoods this city and surrounding has to offer. And you can see how the top 10% really live. So come with me on this journey to discover the most prosperous towns around Charlotte, North Carolina. On this channel, we talk about personal finance, real estate, and the Charlotte area. Consider this channel your gateway to all things Charlotte. From dining, to everyday life, to entertainment. I'm talking about the good, the bad, and everything in between that Charlotte has going on. I've got it covered on this channel. So subscribe to stay up to date regarding the latest happenings of Charlotte and for real estate news and personal finance news. Now, let's dive into today's topic. Frequently, I get asked, what are the wealthiest towns in and around Charlotte? And to those of you who do not know, I am a real estate agent and an investor here in the Carolinas. And I live in Ste A, which is a suburb of Charlotte. So I'm making this video because I know if people are asking me that question, many more others have the same question. And I may need to separate this into two videos, but I'm going to try to compile this into one video. But if you're interested in Charlotte suburbs, what the top suburbs of Charlotte are, I made two videos going over the top suburbs and they will be in the description below. Please check those out when you're finished watching this video. Now, when people ask me what is the wealthiest part of Charlotte, I kind of take a pause because it's not very straightforward to determine what wealth is, what they mean by wealth, because wealth could mean different things to different people. Is it people that have the largest home? Is it people that makes the most money in their job? Is it people that just have the most assets in general? Wealth, when you think about it, is not as straightforward as one might think. There are various factors that contribute into determining the wealthiest areas, including home values, home size, individuals' incomes, the residents' occupations, educational attainment, and poverty rates. The culmination of these factors results in what we call the affluency rate. Let's delve into the top 10 countdown for the wealthiest areas here in Charlotte. At number 10, we have Harrisburg, North Carolina. Now, Harrisburg is just east of Charlotte, just beyond the 485 Beltway. With an average home price of $477,000, it might surprise you to know that Harrisburg is quite affluent. The occupations of the residents of Harrisburg boast an affluency rating of 112. Now, as of the last reading in 2021, the population of Harrisburg was just under 20,000 and the median household income was just over $120,000. Moving on. Number 9 on the list is Lake Wylie, South Carolina. Now, Lake Wylie is situated in York County, and it's home to just under 14,000 residents according to the last census, with the average home price just under $550,000 at $549,000. According to niche.com, Lake Wylie ranks an A for public schools, an A- for housing, and an A for families. They also rated Lake Wylie as a B for diversity. Now, I will say, the schools in Lake Wylie and in York County, South Carolina in general are highly rated and highly sought after. Many people are moving into those areas simply for the schools to try to get their kids into those schools. They're some of the best schools, not only in the Carolinas, but in the country. And I'm talking about public schools. Now, I told you I was going to try to get this in one video. Let's move on to the next city on the list, or the next region in the greater Charlotte area, and that is Waxhaw, North Carolina. Now, Waxhaw is located in Union County, and Union County is another place where its schools are highly rated. Waxhaw has a population of around 20,000, with the average home price right now going for $700,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $700,000 is the average price for a home presently in Waxhaw, North Carolina. Now, the properties in Waxhaw typically comes with larger lots. So if you do not want to be right on top of your neighbors, you may want to look at Waxhaw, North Carolina. Now, I have to give you a con about Waxhaw. Waxhaw is out there. If you have to commute to uptown Charlotte on the regular basis, you will get very tired of that commute. But on the flip side, you're going to your own oasis once you get away from the city. Now let's touch on number 7 on the list, and we find ourselves in Cornelius, North Carolina. Now, Cornelius is just north, or not just north, it is north of Charlotte in Mecklenburg County, and it has a small population of just under 21,000 people, and the average home price in Cornelius, North Carolina right now is $754,000. Now, Cornelius and Huntersville is right on Lake Norman, and they're also known for their great schools. So a lot of people move to Cornelius and northern Huntersville to afford themselves of the very good schools in the area. And they have Birkdale Village not too far, but Cornelius has its own little dining areas as well. But Birkdale Village is in Huntersville, which is not far from Cornelius, which is absolutely stunning. And they just did a remodel of Birkdale that if you haven't checked it out in the past 6 months, I recommend all of you to go look at Birkdale Village. I will give an updated video of it. Now, it's only natural since I talked about Cornelius that I move on down to Huntersville. Huntersville is next on the list. It is number 6 for the wealthiest areas in and around Charlotte. And the average home price in Huntersville right now is $560,000. Now, Huntersville has about 57,000 residents, and it is just north of Charlotte. Now, the median household income in Huntersville, according to the last census, is just over $100,000 at $102,000. And the average commute time for its residents in Huntersville when they're going into work is just under 30 minutes. So if you live in Huntersville, you're closer to Charlotte. But if you live in Cornelius, you can add another 20 minutes onto your commute if you have to come into uptown Charlotte. Now we are halfway through the list, and I have to take you to the small town of Wesley Chapel. Now, Wesley Chapel is in Union County. Again, Union County is known for excellent schools, but the population of Wesley Chapel is just under 9,000 residents. Now, when I tell you the average home price of a home in Wesley Chapel, it will be clear why it's on this list. The average home price in Wesley Chapel is $884,000. Now, to a lot of you, that does not sound like a lot of money because you're not living here in the greater Charlotte area. You may be from New York, LA, one of the major cities where $800,000 is just the going rate for every single type of home. But for here in the Charlotte area, $800,000 is more than double the price of the median home. The median home right now is right around $370,000. So if you live in Wesley Chapel and own a home, or even renting for that matter, you are doing quite well. And according to the last census, the median household income for Wesley Chapel is $124,000 a year. Now, that number seems a little low based on my colleagues and friends and clients that live in Wesley Chapel, but I'm providing you with the census data. Now moving to Ste, where I live. It is number 4 on the list with a population of just under 11,000 people, with the average home price presently right around $515,000. Now, the median household income for Ste is $130,000. According to Niche, Ste is also the #1 place to live in all of South Carolina. Ste in York County is right on the border of Mecklenburg County and Charlotte, and butts up right against Fort Mill, South Carolina. Public schools in Ste receive an A+ from niche.com. Also, diversity in Ste is a B+ according to niche.com. Now we made it to the top 3. And number 3 on the list is Davidson, North Carolina, which is in Mecklenburg County. Now, Davidson has a population of just under 16,000 people, with the average home price going for $697,000. Davidson is also the #1 suburb of Charlotte, according to niche.com. Offers great schools, great amenities nearby. You have tons of outdoor activities. You have Lake Norman right there. You have a beautiful university, but Davidson has its challenges as well. But Davidson does has its challenges. And if you want to know about the pros and cons of Davidson, please check out one of the videos in the description below where I talk about the suburbs and go in depth regarding some of the challenges that Davidson faces, as well as some of the other towns and areas on this list. Before we move on, I have to tell you the median household income of Davidson. That is $141,000 according to the last census. Now we're at the top two. Can you guess what are the top two most affluent areas in and around Charlotte is? Well, let me tell you what number 2 is. It is Weddington, North Carolina, and Union County. Now that should not surprise you because Weddington is very close to Waxhaw. Now the average home right now in Weddington is going for $1.1 million. I may have stuttered, but you heard it correctly. $1.1 million is the average home price in Weddington, North Carolina right now. Weddington is ranked as the #1 place to live in Union County with excellent schools, and the median household income in Weddington, as per the last census, is $150,000 a year. Now, the average commute for the residents in Weddington that are going to work is about 27 minutes. Now, when I saw that number, I was a bit shocked. I thought it would be significantly higher, but I'm going by the data. Every time I go to Weddington, it is always a hike. It takes about 40 minutes to get anywhere, especially during the school year. The high school, amazing high school by the way, but it's on a main road. So when school's opening and when school is letting out, traffic is backed up for what seems like forever. Did I tell you what the population of Weddington is? I'm not sure, but the population of Weddington is just under 13,000 people. Now we have it. We finally reached the #1 spot in our countdown for the most affluent and wealthy towns in the Charlotte area. Now you see, so far there has not been any area of Charlotte, like Charlotte proper, on this list. Will it be #1? If you're familiar with the area, you know that #1 belongs to Marvin, North Carolina, also located in Union County and not too far from Waxhaw, Weddington, and then Marvin. Now, the median household income for residents of Marvin, North Carolina is $220,000 per year. Now, the average home price in Marvin is $989,000. Now, Marvin is a very tight-knit community with just over 6,000 residents. Now, some of you may be wondering, why no areas of Charlotte proper made this top 10 list? And here's why. You see, Charlotte is a very sprawling city. It's not as dense as some of the other cities you may have up north or out west. And Charlotte exhibits a wide range of diversity, which makes Charlotte very attractive to people migrating to the area. Now, you do have expensive neighborhoods in Charlotte. You have Myers Park, you have South Park, but the city as a whole has an average home price of just under $500,000 at $498,000. Additionally, Charlotte is home to both impoverished communities and ultra wealthy individuals. If you've lived in Charlotte in the past 3 years, you've seen the tent cities of people that just don't have homes. But then if you drive 2-3 minutes, you will see that there's renovated homes that are going for about $700,000-$800,000 just a couple minutes away from those tent cities. But if you want a comprehensive list of the affluent neighborhoods within the city of Charlotte, I will do that in a separate video. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to the page because I'll be providing you with that information in the very near future. Remember, whether you're planning to move in 9 days or 90, please reach out to my team and I. I am Sir Ashley. I am your real estate advisor here in the Carolinas, and we can make sure that you're covered from A to Z. Talk soon.
Talk to me nice.